Close Racing Supply in Eldred, Pennsylvania has been in business since 1996, serving the motorsports industry with quality parts and components for dirt late models, modifieds, and stock lip race cars. Check out the expanded inventory at their new larger location or give them a call at 814-225-3250. In stock at Close Racing Supply are parts from the most popular manufacturers like All-Star Performance, Ware's Machine, Dynamic Drivelines, Winter's Performance, Willwood, Quick Car Racing Products, and many others. They also manufacture their own quality CRS race components. Check out the website at closeracingsupply.com or follow them on Facebook.
8 laps, top 3 to the main event. Winner to the dash. Green flag is out. Messler takes the early lead in the Rush late models here tonight at Eriez Speedway, and Billy Henry trying to get underneath Dave Hess as they work down the back stretch. Working into turn number 3 now. Lackey, or the X-Men said, Hess to the outside in the Lackey number 7 as Henry gets underneath Hess. And now Santee challenging Hess going into turn number 1. Cars work their way up turn number 2. Messler on the top side of the speedway, trying to use his pull start to his advantage. Brad, a winner at Bradford Speedway earlier this year, but here comes Billy Henry. Henry looking to the inside of Messler as he challenges the New Yorker down on the low side. Here comes Dave Hess out of Waterford, going down to the low side on Billy Henry. Side by side, working their way into turn number 3. Now Henry slides in front of Hess a little bit. This time by, it'll be 3 laps complete. Hess slides up, and here comes Santee looking to the inside. It's Henry in second, followed by Hess and Santee. Hess too wide off turn number 2. Cranks her sideways, and Santee slips the number 9 car underneath the number 7. Halfway point is here, 4 down, 4 to go for Brad Messler. Messler, your leader, followed by Henry, and Hess gets back around the outside of Santee, coming off a 4. Heading down the back stretch now. Santee losing sight of the Hess number 7 car as they work their way off turn number 4 once again. Henry trying to size up Messler, waiting for a mistake by the number 87. Heading into turn number 1. Messler having a great run so far with the 87S down the back stretch. Heading into turn number 3 now. Henry trying to close back in. Hess has separated himself from Santee. Bill Taylor back there in the number 5 spot. 2 laps to go for your race leader, Brad Messler. As they work their way into turn number 2 now. Henry starting to close in a little bit on Messler. Messler holding a .437 advantage. Here comes the white flag. White flag from starter Mike Rittinger as they head down into turn number 1. Messler holding his pace and holding the advantage. Slides it through turn number 2. Hess back there in the number 3 spot, working their way down the back stretch. The winner out of turn number 4 is going to be Brad Messler in the 87S. Brad finishes first, second is Billy Henry, and third goes to Dave Hess Jr. Top 3 cars will likely have to scale across the line. Here comes Henry and Hess. Again, your race winner, and moving on to the Sunoco Dash, Brad Messler in car number 80. And starting scratch, Leo Iarapino out of Butler, Pennsylvania, in car number 54. Green flag is out. Martin jumps to the early lead in car number 10SN. Dawson gets underneath Parker. It's going to be a 3-car battle for that 3rd spot as David Parker slips back a little bit. A little bit of action in the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Wonderling dives underneath Parker into turn number 4. They make contact as Wonderling gets a little sideways, almost collecting the wall. McRae gets into the back of Wonderling, and Mike goes around, and everyone hits the brakes to try to avoid Wonderling. Bouncing around like a ping pong ball out there off of the back, off the front stretch. So both he and Wonderling are at the back. Green flag comes out. More contact here at the back of the pack, but everyone getting through it. It's Martin, followed by Dawson, Parker, Laux, and Kruzminski. Wonderling now trying to chase it up the turn number 2 as he gets around the outside of Shell. Now he's going to work on Kruzminski to try to get into the top 5. This time by, it's 2 laps complete. Martin, your leader, followed by Dawson and Parker. Wonderling to the outside of Kuzminski. Kuzminski holding his own in car number 22D. Look out, Laux almost sideways in front of them, and he loses 4 spots on them. And Wonderling is up to 4th. Wonderling now's got to try to chase down David Parker to get back up into a top 3 running spot. Out front, it's still Martin, followed by Dawson and Parker. Halfway point is here. 4 down, 4 to go. Wonderling holds on to the 4th spot. Kuzminski ahead of Shell right now. Father and son working out there. Here comes McRae looking to the inside of Shell. Can't find any racing room down there. 5 laps complete this time by. As the field works its way off of turn number 2, Martin, Dawson, Parker, and Wonderling. Wonderling trying to close the gap. He's got 1.35 seconds to catch Parker, and now he's going to catch him because Shell goes around, bringing out the yellow flag. Shell spins in turn number 2, so Wonderling will now have a chance to race Parker for 3rd. Once again, 3 laps to go. Green flag coming out. Dawson now sticking with Martin, but he slides back down to the low side. Parker slides down there as well, and Wonderling sees the outside lane open up, and he takes the number 18 car to the top side of the track. Shell from the back up to 4th or 5th right now as he gets by Kuzminski. Here comes Parker and Wonderling side by side out of 4. Wonderling again almost into the outside wall, give him some space. 2 laps to go. Wonderling slams the car down to the inside, blocking any move by Parker as he moves into that number 3 spot. Down the back stretch now, can Mike Wonderling close in on Dawson? White flag will be out from starter Mike Riniger one more time around the 3rd mile for Joe Martin. Dawson holding on to 2nd, Wonderling in 3rd. 4th is David Parker. The cars work their way down the front stretch into turn number 2. Going off of turn number 3, it's Joe Martin with a nice run from flag to flag. Green Race 2 winner, Joe Martin. Martin finishes 1st, 2nd goes to Dawson. 3rd goes to Wonderling in car number 18. Parker finishes in 4th, followed by Shell. Your top 3, Joe Martin, Cody Dawson, and Mike Wonderling moving on to the 8 in the number 14W from Portville. Matt Sipes in the 25, Kurt Stebbins in the 26, Brent Graham in the 14, and DJ Krug in the 83. Green flag is back out. All right, Blair to the early lead as Jim Racy tried to hold off Austin Hauser. Dusty Waters up there in the 14. Kurt Stebbins in the 26. He gets by Matt Sipes. He's in the 5th as Blair takes off from Jim Racy. Austin Hauser holding on to the number 3 spot as Dusty Waters, one of the winners of a carburetor tonight in the MSD Performance Manufacturers Night Drawing, one of the top prizes. He's trying to move up there and get into that number 4 spot as Kurt Stebbins hits the inside of turn number 4, bouncing through that corner a little bit, digging into that inside lane off turn number 4. Going into turn number 3 now, we got Dusty Waters trying to close in on Hauser as Blair has a 2.239 second advantage in car number double OK. Coming off of turn number 2, it's still Racy followed by Hauser. As they head down the backstretch, they'll complete 4 laps, halfway point with the cross flags from Mike Riniger. Racy holds on to 2nd, followed by Hauser 3rd. Really no movement so far by Dusty Waters. Waters trying to find some inside cushion, and Kurt Stebbins following him off at turn number 2. We'll see if Stebbins can crawl through there and grab that number 4 spot. Stebbins working his way off of turn number 4. Looking to the inside of Waters with 3 laps to go. Now he's to the inside of the 14W. Waters sees the red nose down below him, knows it's Stebbins, tries to cut the move off. Stebbins slides it up into turn number 3 and gets loose, and that allows Waters to move ahead with 2 laps to go. Blair, Racy, and Hauser all alone out front. Meanwhile, the battle's for 4th between Waters and Stebbins. White flag is out. One more time around for the double OK of Blair. Here comes Racy, followed by Hauser. Waters and Stebbins struggling now with the 26 car as Max Blair dominating this heat race, cruising to the win in car number double OK. Blair, your winner. 2nd going to Jim Racy, followed by Austin Hauser in 3rd. And Blair wins over Racy and Hauser. Dusty Waters and Kurt Stebbins round out the top 5. Max Blair won that race by 4.954 seconds, a nearly 5-second advantage at the stripe. Number 4:32. 3 qualified, winner to the dash. Green flag is out. Colby Behe loses the lead to Jeremy Wunderling on the restart. We'll make that the original start as Wunderling leads off of turn number 2. Down the back stretch, Behe holds second. Here comes Jacquet challenging Behe on the inside of 4. Behe, the fast time trialer in Group B, and now Wendell Pinckney in trouble with the 49C in turn 4. See if Wendell can get off the speedway. Nope, the yellow flag comes out. You can see a flat tire on Wendell's car, at least up high in the grandstands. You might be able to see that. Right front flat, turned inside on the number 49. He'll head pit side with here as well. But they've been pretty committed this year in that 14 and the 98. Green flag is out. Pangrazio to the top side of Behe in a nice battle for third coming off of turn number 2. Pangrazio takes the lead over Behe down the back stretch, cuts off Behe slightly as they head into turn number 4. Pangrazio trying the inside lane there with Logan Jacquet. Can't quite get there. Jacquet dashes away with car number 99 Star. Still Wunderling out front. Michael sideways into, but he holds on to it. Logan Jacquet trying to fight off David Pangrazio right now. Pangrazio holds on to that number 4-3 spot. Gets into the back end, shoving the nose underneath the 130, the 99 Star. The 136 of Pangrazio can't make the move on the top side of turn number 1 as the car gets loose. This time by it'll be halfway point, 4 down, 4 to go for Wunderling, way out front in the 3J. Down the front stretch, here comes Jacquet trying to hold off Pangrazio. Pangrazio now to the inside of Jacquet in 1 and 2. Jacquet looks over, glances, he sees that white nose of Pangrazio. He knows it's not Behe now. That's right down there. As they work into turn number 4, Pangrazio nearly sideways there with Jacquet. Gets into him a little bit as he bounds his way through 4. Sideways into turn number 1, and Pangrazio muscles his way past Jacquet off of turn number 2. Pangrazio now up to second over Logan Jacquet. Behe back there in 4th, trying to close in on the 99 Star. 2 laps to go for Wunderling and the rest of the field. Hunter Proctor almost sideways at 4, holds on to it. Pangrazio digging way down low in turn number 1. Jacquet falling back from Kit Cool, and Behe, the top secret Colby Behe, trying to hold off Andy Michael for 4th. White flag is out for Wunderling. Working into turn number 1, Wunderling all alone out front. Pangrazio all alone in 2nd. Jacquet looks pretty comfortable there in 3rd. Working off of turn number 4, your race winner is going to be Jeremy Wunderling. Wunderling is the winner in car number 3J. Pangrazio finishes 2nd. Jacquet will grab 3rd, followed by Behe and Andy Michael. Also out there, regular Marion Center. Here we go, green flag is out. And Jenko and Ferry side by side into turn number 1, and Ferry's going to lead it off of turn number 2. Kyle Zimmerman up there into the number 2-3 spot, followed by Latta. Jenko has to back out of it as Ferry goes to the lead. Josh the leader over Jenko, still side by side here between Latta and Zimmerman going into turn number 1. Zimmerman on the inside lanes. Latta's won here before in the Rush late models as he heads down the back stretch into turn number 3. Matt Latta looking to the outside of Zimmerman still. Oh, Latta hard into the outside wall. Everyone just getting by. And Matt Latta whacked the wall during his time trial, and this time he whacks it harder. And you can see Matt is disgusted. That hand out there, Matt is just disgusted with himself there. After Jenko, second, is on the inside. Ferry like that outside on the original start. He stays there. Down the front stretch, they race into turn number 1. And Jenko might get the advantage this time, and he does in turn 2. He outsnookers, and now the yellow flag is out. Leader sets the pace, and they call that a bad restart. Calling that back. It's going to be Ferry, Zimmerman, and Lepro, your top 3. Here we go, green flag, and Jenko goes midway. He's sandwiched between Zimmerman and Lepro. He's going for it, and up back into the number 2 spot. Down the back stretch, Jason Jenko holding on to that number 2 spot. Now he's trying to race Ferry for the number 1 spot. Remember, it's important to win this race to get into the dash. Otherwise, you're starting back in the 11th starting spot if you finish second in this race here. Down the back stretch, Zimmerman on the inside of Janko, giving him some fix. Working off the turn, halfway point will be coming up. That's 4 down and 4 to go. Halfway point is here. This time by it'll be 5 laps complete. Josh Ferry leading Jason Janko. Zimmerman, one car almost up into the wall. It's Dan Lepro. Everyone behind him starts to slow up. So your top 3 are, Lepro goes around in 1 and 2. Brunel gets by, Youngs gets by, Peterson gets by. Yellow flag. Here we go. Let's see. Josh goes. Good restart coming off the turn. And Jason Janko to the top side of the track. Working the outside cushion. Janko trying to take over from Ferry. Side by side down the back stretch, and Jason Janko outduels Ferry, but not quite yet. Into turn number 3. Ferry goes around. Oh my goodness. Ferry out of a qualifying spot. Yellow flag is out, and Josh Ferry, oh my goodness, I don't know what he's gonna do in that one. Yellow came out as Ferry was spinning. Green flag is out. Then Janko takes off. The battle for third is on going into turn number 1, and Brunel takes it with the number 31B. Here comes Jacob Peterson making a dive bomb move on Gary Youngs for the number 4 spot. But Brunel, who had that bad break in time trials, may end up in a qualifying spot here in his heat race. 2 laps to go. Lepro and Ferry are both spun earlier here, and Lepro and Ferry battling into the back of the pack there for 6th. Down the front back stretch into turns 3 and 4. Here comes Janko with Zimmerman in tow. White flag is out for Jason Janko. Noah Brunel started at the back of the pack. Started 9th, he's up to 3rd. Coming off of turn number 2 down the back stretch. Here they come. Checkered flag is out for Jason Janko. Jason wins heat race number 5. The 31 of Zimmerman finishes in 2nd and 3rd, all the way from the back of the pack. He started dead last. Noah Brunel in car number 31B. In car number 14L. 8 laps, 3 qualified, winner to the dash. Green flag is out. Holman leads into turn number 2, and coming off of 2 is Crotty, followed by Mike Knight. Now Scott Gerdak working the inside lane on Ashton Briggs, coming through turn number 4. Briggs side by side with Gerdak still for that 4th spot. Knight's trying to set up Crotty for some kind of a pass to try to grab 2nd. Gerdak into turn number 1. Briggs shuts the door on Gerdak, holds on to the 4th spot. Down the back stretch into turn number 3 now. Gerdak has slipped up wide, gets loose in the corner. He might just lose that next spot to Cafaro, but he's falling off the back end of Briggs now. Meanwhile, out front, Holman leads the pack big time with car number 91. Here comes Shane Crotty in 2nd, followed by Mike Knight in 3rd, Ashton Briggs in 4th, and Scott Gerdak in the number 5 spot. Coming off turn number 4 down the front stretch. All front, Chad Ullman is your leader. Here comes the 4 of Crotty, followed by Knight. Halfway point, 4 down, 4 to go. Single file racing out there so far. Now Knight's going to try to stick his nose underneath Crotty. Working down the back stretch. Crotty holding on to the number 2 spot right now over Mike Knight. Ashton Briggs back by about 5 car lengths from Mike. Now Knight gets a wheel underneath Crotty going into turn number 2. Crotty saw it, knows he's got to hold his position. 2 laps to go for your race leader, Chad Ullman. Holman making mint speed of heat race number 6 as Blair did in heat race number 3. Meanwhile, Knight still trying to find racing room to get by Shane Crotty. White flag is out for your race leader, Chad Ullman. Coming off the turn, here comes Crotty, followed by Knight. Knight trying to slide back underneath Crotty. He's not going to do it again this time. Checkered flag will be flying as your race winner is going to be Chad Ullman in car number 91. How about it for Chad? Shane Crotty finishes in 2nd. followed by Mike Knight in third. Fourth goes to Briggs, followed by Gerdak. But Chad Ullman, Shane Crotty, and Mike Knight will